Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Nationals series, the Washington Nationals rebuild series or whatever, what have you. This episode is going to be our trade deadline extravaganza. It's not much of an extravaganza. I thought I might be able to get a little bit more ambitious, but after reading quite a bit of forum posts, or just a couple forum posts, I see that trading in this game is a little weird. It doesn't have like a little bar like Madden does. A very nice, lovely commenter on one of the videos posted this week gave me some tips and tricks for the game in general, not so much trading, but just in general. So I've got some newfound knowledge heading forward with this game. I might try to start managing the game instead of just letting the game just kind of sim them. I don't know, maybe I can limit some of the damage that the pitchers are doing. Maybe that's the only way that could really help. I really don't want to touch the offense because the offense is the only thing that works, but either way, right now, in front of you, what you have is a potential trade that I've set up. The reason I prefaced it by talking about reading forums and stuff is because I was looking at potentially moving like Vinny Castilla and stuff like that, Jose Vidro, two very bloated contracts on our team. I guess they're not bloated because they are kind of playing up to that money. But they are, older and just bigger contracts, and they're expiring deals. Castilla still has another year, but I think Vidro's done after this year. So those are two guys that I was thinking, like, hey, maybe we could get rid of them, because in real life, that'd be deals you kind of want to move on. But I think the way this game's programmed, it really doesn't like to do that. And I saw some people talking about an exploit where you could just, like, trade, like, a really bad single-A player, and teams will go for it, unless they're, like, really old and owed a lot of money, and Vinny Castilla is both of those things. And also, I'm not trying to just get rid of those players for nothing. Like, those guys are providing a lot of value right now, and I feel like a team in a position to potentially play for the playoffs towards the end, the second half of the season would actually benefit quite a bit from their production. So it doesn't seem like the game will really allow us to play it like that, I don't think. Which sucks, but I'm going to see if maybe in a quick little episode I can make some like trades and stuff for prospects. Maybe I can do some prospect swaps. So right here is kind of like a one-for-one deal, like loading the trade finder. These guys were right next to each other. And this is more of a situation where it's like, hey, you guys have a player that I want, you have a player that we want. So we both have 25-year-old prospects here at AAA. He has pitched 69 innings, nice, and has a 3.52 ERA with 53 strikeouts and 27 walks. It's kind of a lot of what we have in AAA already, but I'm really trying to load up on pitching potential, like just pitching prospects for our team, because we have a wealth of like infield prospects, which is why I'm trying to move Talbot in the first place, because we have a lot of middle infield prospects in AAA and AA. We also have Christian Guzman for like another 4 years, so there's really no reason for him to be here. So this would just be a free pitching prospect, a free lottery ticket that really, it can't hurt us to have. He's got a decent fastball, and it looks like that curveball might, develop into something maybe, but he's only got 3 pitches and he's a starter, so, and his stamina's already down to 61. I think this guy's ceiling is probably a reliever, but we need help in both bullpen and starting rotation, so if he can be either one of those things, then that would be a positive. So I'm going to try and make this deal here. It's about the same money-wise as well. So, I canceled it out. So hold on, let me re-get it again here as I try and navigate through these screens. But this is kind of the format that I found that was like most beneficial, is just kind of going through the trade finder in the minors and just seeing if I could potentially craft some prospect for prospect trades, like just straight up stuff, nothing too complicated. Just see if I can get rid of some guys we don't need in exchange for guys that could potentially help us. So we're gonna submit this trade here to the Rockies and see what they say. And they're okay with it. So we get Feliz, and Talbot is now gone. So we're going to go back to the trade finder now and see if there's any more guys here that we can move. So at the major league level, as you can see here, are only 2 guys that I've posted here, are Vinny Castilla and Jose Vidro. As I said, they're both making a ton of money. Over $8 million, or just about $8 million between the both of these guys, and only 3 years left. So I think this Vidro contract is probably done after this year. Since we're a bad team, I'm okay with that. And again, we have the talent in the middle infield to where if we just let Vidro walk, I don't think it'd be a huge blow to us, but But yeah, so looking here in the AAA trade market, I'm really not interested in hitting prospects as much. Pitching is really what we need. I think it's interesting we have Billy Traber here, who does have a picture, so he is, yeah, a real man here. He's 25, but he is not having the best of years. His strikeout and walk numbers are about the same as the guy we just traded for, but his ERA is almost a whole 2 runs higher than the guy we just traded for is. So that's interesting here. And he obviously has a much better pitch mix. His stamina is about the same though. So yeah, I don't know. That's not a guy that I would actually try and stake a lot of capital for here. But this guy is enticing. Chris Smith is very enticing. He's 24 years old. Pitch mix is really bad. He's got a good fastball. That's about it. Again, another guy who's probably, 59 stamina, is probably going to be a reliever. That's his ceiling here, but his numbers are good on the year so far, and he's very cheap. Only $100,000 is going to him. He's very cheap. I don't know if I have anyone in the market that would probably match his value. I guess we can try and see if maybe one of the players here at AA might be worth it. I'm trying to remember the guys who even had it, because I know Castro was a guy that I was trying to move on from, because he's kind of just stuck in the system here at AA, and he's not supposed to really be there. He probably could even be on the major league team, like on the bench or something, but there's not really room or space for him. So maybe this deal will work. Let's try it out. And the Giants are not interested, so I guess there's something about Castro that they're not really interested in. I figured as much. Maybe I can try the whole single A thing and throw in like a really bad single A guy, and maybe they'll go for that. Let's try and throw him in. Let's see. No, the Giants are not interested, so we'll skip over that player here and see if there's another, kind of like the deal I first found, see if there's 2 players that we have kind of sitting around each other in terms of talent that we might be able to move somewhere else. I'm curious to see what the Tigers are trying to move here. Preston Miller. 70 innings pitch, almost a 5 ERA. It's 4.5. Oof. At least he's got 4 pitches. His 2-seamer is really bad, though. Yeah. I'm not interested. I was just curious. As a Tigers fan, I was curious to see what they were dealing with. But around here, I wonder if maybe Masao Kita might be on the table here. He's got a good 4-pitch mix. Again, that stamina's low, so he's not going to be a starter. He's probably going to bottom out here to be a reliever. Looks like he's pitched a fair amount in the majors. He's 36 years old. Yeah. Why would you try and trade a 36? I'm glad I saw that. Why the hell would you try and trade a 36-year-old minor leaguer? If I can get rid of Castilla, then you should not be able to get rid of Kita. That is just ridiculous here. And all these pictures here, I'm guessing these are all vets here. These are all some old guys. No, not here. Chris Snyder is actually a pretty young catcher. So yeah, this is interesting here. But Luis Johnson for the Red Barons. Yeah, dude, there's really not like... Let's give me batting stats here. Got to find his pitching. Where are they? There we go. Only 30 innings pitched this year. Yeah, it's not great. Maybe at AA there might be something a little bit better that we can move with. Maybe. I gotta see here. So, right by Castro, we have Tom Kibler, a reliever, and he might be someone that we could potentially make a deal for. A 2.66 ERA and 67 2/3 innings with 65 strikeouts to 19 walks. Remember, walking has been a humongous problem for us this year, so I'm going to see if I can do just another straight-up trade here and offer them Ramon Castro. See what they say about that. And the Marlins are down for it, so cool. So we've got 2 pitching prospects now. We've trimmed some of the fat here in our farm system. I hate just doing the straight-up for straight-up trades because, you know, it's really going to put a lot of the value that you're getting from this trade under quite a lot of scrutiny. But these are really low value trades. I mean, there's really not a whole lot that we can lose by making moves like this. Put a pin in that. You know, right? I say that now, but yeah, I really don't think there's a ton that we could really lose by doing this, by moving some of these guys. So as long as we're moving guys that are at least around us in terms of value, around, you know, what we're offering in terms of value, I don't think there's a lot that, you know, can go wrong. So We again have another player here, J.J. Davis, from the Senators, who I was looking to move. It doesn't seem like there's a pitching prospect that's really around his value on the trade board. The closest one is John Castillo, who isn't really having that great of a year. His strikeout and walk numbers are amazing compared to the rest of our system. But the ERA is kind of high, which is interesting. His stamina again low, so I don't know why they keep listing these guys as starters. I guess maybe in the minors, 45 stamina is good enough to be a starter, but obviously he's probably, unless that really increases over time, I don't think that's going to really hold. And he does have 4 pitches to play around with, so I'll try it out. I'll see if maybe we can make that work. Not that we need to get rid of all these guys, but I guess I'll give this a shot and just see what happens. Let's see what Cincinnati what they're thinking here. And yeah, Cincinnati's cool with it. So we get another prospect here. We're just getting rid of the board, which is I guess a good thing here. These were a lot of guys that I don't think I had a ton of space for, and now this hopefully opens up some space for some guys down in the farm. So I don't know if I had anybody on our single A squad that I was looking to move. I don't think there was. I believe that it was just double A and triple A. But hold on, let's check through here. But down here, it's there's not really much here. So if there's anyone here that I've put up, I don't think there's really any need that we have for them. So. Yeah, I think we're okay. I guess I can go and check our trade block here and see what we have. So yeah, okay. So we do still have a shortstop on the table that we can get rid of. As you can see, there's still 3 in New Orleans that we have on our roster that we really don't need. And then Matt Sapicki, of course, was another guy that we needed to move. I guess his value is a lot lower, but yeah, there's nobody. I'm going to assume that's, I'm not even going to assume where that is. Normally I'm pretty good about those locations, but this is outside of like the last 5 years of baseball, so I don't know where the minor league affiliates for each team are. I recognize a lot of them, but I know their affiliations are pretty different. So all I know is that the Tigers affiliates in this game are the exact same, so for what that's worth. But yeah, so I'm going to see if I can maybe deal those other guys that we had. I wish you just highlighted our guys here. Here we go. So okay, this is where what I found the last time with Kita, but we're definitely not going to trade for a 36-year-old pitcher in the minors. We're definitely not going to do that here. But Shane Nance here at 27 years old really hasn't gotten a ton of looks. I don't know if that's just because he got sent down. Yeah, it looks like he's got a 5 ERA in his career in the majors, which is only 43 innings, so maybe that's this year, or split between this year and last year. I don't know. Pitch mix is not good either. I'm not a big fan of that. Let's look down here. We looked at Luis Johnson, did we not? I think we looked at Luis Johnson. Yeah, he was the guy who didn't really get a good look here. Maybe Brian Reed. He's having a great year this year. Only 28 innings, though. Yeah, and he had a terrible stint in the majors, over 127 innings. That's probably about a year and a half, 2 years maybe, that he was up there pitching. Yeah, across 73 games. I don't know. Does it have his game started? If I could see past the music ticker, maybe I could tell. If it'll go away, please. No, so it does not have game started, but he doesn't have any saves, so I'm guessing he definitely wasn't a reliever of sorts. So maybe he's not who we're looking for either. Maybe Franklin Lewis. We're getting a little bit lower now in terms of guys I'd be willing to move for here. And his numbers on the year are pretty good, but these numbers are pretty bad. His fastball and curveball seem to be on par with each other, but that two-seamer is not that great. But he is having a decent year. Yeah, I mean, none of this is really anything I'm looking to. Yeah, there's no one I'm really looking to get into. Maybe I'll look for our last guy here in Double A and see if there's a deal that could involve him potentially. But I don't know if all these guys are gonna get moved. We have so many middle infielders though that we just do not need. Yeah, I mean. And since we have Christian Guzman here for I don't want to say the long haul, but for at least a good little while, there's not much that can be done with our AAA guys. We should probably be looking to move some of them, but we'll see how it all plays out here. I'm not in a huge hurry. We've made some trades in this video so far, which is the point. And yeah, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any pitching prospects that we could probably move for Sapicki either, so these might just be guys that we're stuck with, which is fine. I'm okay with it, so we're going to stick around with La Banderia, and then, of course, Jose Vidro. There's probably someone I could move for Jose Vidro. I'm going to actually shop that out. I'm going to look. I think Jose Vidro is the better of the two Major League guys that we're offering, I think, and just in terms of numbers. Like, yeah, dude, he's hitting 357. With a 589 slug, yeah. He's easily our best, probably our best hitter. I think safely our best hitter. And it's funny how the guys around him are also second basemen. It seems that there's an abundance of second basemen that are just hitting the cover off the ball in the majors this year, which is hilarious. But yeah, there's no... These guys are auto-generated. I mean, I bet they're real people in real life. Dude, 21 years old and he's playing for the Braves? What's happening? What is happening? Okay, interesting. Maybe Steve Brassard here? He's young, dude. 21, he's already playing for the Jays. What is happening? Is this real life? Are these real numbers? No, man. These guys got to be prospects, right? Byung-Hun Kim, maybe? Dude, he's got a 6 ERA. A 6 ERA. What are we doing? In 33 innings. Yeah, dude, no. I'm not going to even attempt this. Yeah, I'm not going to trade him for a reliever either. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm fine with the deals that we made. I'm going to try and keep the video short and just not even get into any of that stuff. So I'm going to now sim through our last game of the month, which was supposed to be done in the last video, but since we have the deadline, I'm just going to go through it here and see what happens. So, okay, so we lose that game to the Marlins, which probably loses us that series. Yeah, it loses us the series, and so we finish off our month, I guess, 15-12. So it's our first winning month since taking over. We finished the month with a positive record. It was a good month overall, even though we did lose that last game. So we're gonna get started with August in the next video here. We got the Dodgers. A homestand with some West Coast teams coming, the Dodgers and Padres, who are currently 1-2 in the NL West, kind of duking it out. So this might be a huge 6-game stretch for those teams. We might be able to play some spoiler. Who knows how those will go. And then we got a nice road stand here in the middle of the month, a grueling road stand. Or road trip, rather, going to Houston, then Denver, then to Philly, and then closing things off in Queens to play the Mets. So, yeah, that's going to be a difficult stretch of games there before we have the Reds, Cardinals, and Braves to end the month. I think I already did this at the end of the July video, or maybe I waited for this one. It's been a couple weeks since I recorded, so forgive my amnesia-riddled brain, my dementia-filled brain. But in the next video, I might try and manage some of the games. I don't know. That commenter suggested it. It seemed like a pretty solid idea. It would drastically take... It would drastically double the amount of time it takes to record these specific videos, so I'm not sure. I might do some, I might do others, or not do them. I don't know. We'll see. We will definitely look at the options here. Weigh the options in terms of doing that. If I can make the team a little bit better, I'm scared to tamper too much with it and have the team just perform somehow worse than they already are. We're already kind of out of it. Might as well just kind of run it through and see what happens. But in the next video, we will get more gameplay. You guys will see more stuff of that, and we will get into August here as our first season's kind of winding down to the last kind of stretch of games here. We only got 2 really more full months. We'll probably put October in the September video, and yeah, that'll essentially be it for our first season. So hope to see you guys in that next video when we get into August here.